Welcome to this new kind of video. I am Nikos Balboa. I am a trans man, a tattooer, a mom, an illustrator. I do comics. I'm Italian, but I live in France, and this is the reason I'm doing videos in English when I can, because in this way I feel that my English friend, but also Italian and French, everybody will understand. I'm using the English as an Esperanto, so please pardon my accent. I have started 2025 by giving myself a challenge. And the challenge is keeping a graphic journal a month. Every month finishing one sketchbook, one journal. And so what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to give you the first graphic journal tour, because today is the beginning of February and this is the January journal. I'm calling it graphic journal and not sketchbook because the practice I have of keeping up with a sketchbook is more like a visual storytelling. It's like journaling, but with image, with drawing, with all kind of stuff that I can find. And I'm teaching graphic journal since almost 10 years. But what happened is, like, during the pandemic, I started teaching graphic journaling on Zoom for Patreons. I'm not an expert. I'm like just going on, continuing my practice just because this kind of practice gives me joy. And what I often do is like prepare the class for my members, for the Graphic Journal Club members, we call ourselves. I prepare the class that I would like to take. And then during the class, I take the class with you on Zoom. Anyway, let's go to the tour. Let's go to the tour. So I keep everything in just one pouch in order to make it possible to bring with me all my supply and don't forget anything because of my ADHD. In this January 2025, I find myself experimenting with those new materials. In my pouch, I always have like my favorite pen, which are the Uniball I Mitsubishi, and then I have them in different colors, and I always have some water because I like to use those pens sometimes with water in order to dilute them. But this month, what happened that is in December, my daughter went to Paris with the school and brought back this as a present. She bought this in the bookshop of the museum Centre Pompidou, and it's a Koh-i-Noor pencil with a multicolored mine. I guess it's the name in English. In December, she brought back this, and I was using a very big sketchbook, and with this pen, I experimented. One day, my friend Ben came visiting, and I took his portrait, and I found it very funny to experiment with this kind of line. And then my friend Nini came over too, and I liked so much the kind of multicolored, unpredictable lines that comes from this kind of pencil. And so while I was in Italy, I was in a supply shop called Poggi, and at Poggi I found this, which like it's basically the same but like rechargeable. And they when I saw this, I was like, oh my, it's like the bigger version of this. And they also have the very last box of recharges, which was like €3 each. And while I was at Poggi, this like art supply in the center of Rome, so it's like Via Ripetta. Via Ripetta is where the Beaux-Arts, the Belle Arti, I don't know, the painting and plastic art university, I don't know how to call it in English anyway. Oh my. And they have so many things. And so while I was there, it was like the first day of January, and I've bought this, and I also bought this. It's from Liquitex. Liquitex, I always known this brand as like for inks, acrylic inks, and I have bought this very same brand but bigger last summer in Rome. I was in August. I went in this very same place, and I have bought this, and the color are very bright, and they present like this. The thing is, like, it's not like a Posca. They are not like more. Posca is more like a gouache. You can watercolor it, and you can also. It's very. It can cover a surface. This is very translucent. It doesn't cover what's underneath, and in the meantime you can't watercolor it because it's like an acrylic ink, so water doesn't dilute it so much. Anyway, this is from last summer, but um, in January I bought this, so it's a smaller. It's a. I used it the whole month, so it's pretty messed up. So as you can see, this is a like a ordinary pencil for scale, so you can see the difference. Okay, my idea was like to use around the same technique to finish the whole January journal. I didn't use only this technique, but yeah, this was the main technique I used. I bought this journal, this sketchbook at Poggi, again in Rome, in the same place I bought the rest. And it's a Fabriano, the brand is Fabriano. And let's go for the graphic journal tour. Uh, this is like a candy you eat in Italy, especially on the 6th of January. You have this old witch that brings sweets, and those are like looking like euros, like coins, but it's chocolate inside. Un carnet par mois, one sketchbook for a month, one technique each season. Not sure if I will do each season or each month. We will see. I'm doing this tour in February, so I will keep you posted next month on how did it goes. Anyway, this is George Michael. I'm a pretty huge George Michael fan. It's like I love him so much. And on the New Year's Eve, we were partying at my father's house, and on the television there were these Freddie Mercury tribute, and there is this bit of like George Michael singing "Somebody to Love," wearing this pink blazer. Oh my! Look, search for it on YouTube because it's the best, the best, the best. January 2, I went to an exhibition, Franco Fontana, all'Ara Pacis in Rome. But before went to the exhibition, what I did in the morning, I drove Mina to the center of Rome with a scooter because she had an appointment with a friend of hers. It's like one of her best friends from France that were visiting Rome for the holidays, and so they've met there. They had lunch in Rome, and I went shopping at Belle Arti with Justine for my art supplies, and then we had a lunch, and then we went to this exhibition at Arapaci from this photographer Franco Fontana. Exhibition in Franco Fontana of Franco Fontana, like the pictures were amazing. I sketched a little. He do pictures, but work a lot with uh, colors, very strong colors, and sometimes these landscapes that looks like only like geometric, and it's like was a pretty amazing exhibition. And then there were this room. He took a lot of underwater picture. If you are following my work and if you know what I do, you know that I love all the underwater image very much. This was like, yes, something for me again. And so as you can see, I'm using this, but for this I didn't use this. I just used some watercolor pens that Justine have bought in the art supply. And the fun part of showing you all this, maybe it's taking too long. I hope it's okay with you, but anyway, is showing you that not all the pages are perfect. Like the purpose of having this and trying to feel it during the whole month is to stick to the practice and don't judge. So, but even though I'm a graphic journal teacher, I feel self-conscious anyway in like showing you the good and the bad part. So anyway, and it's also very difficult for me to stick only with the lines, because sometimes when I draw with the lines and I feel something it's missing, and when I put like colors and stains, I feel like that this give a purpose. I tied all the drawing together, and sometimes I pressure myself of having something like finished, and so drawing with just lines, it felt little bit weird. This is one of the Pino di Roma, one of the, um, the classic, iconic Roman pines. I love those trees so much. So then after the exhibition, we went to see my niece, Caterina, and with Mina that have roaming with their best friend. She bought some jewelry and some accessories. And then this is for the 3 of January, January 3. And Mina had a small concert in this place called Tuba. And Tuba is like a bookshop, feminist, trans feminist bookshop that has only female, queer, and trans author in it. And it's also a bar, a coffee place in which you can go have a breakfast, but also at night have a beer. And yeah, Mina played there. This was the sound check. As you can see, when you do lines with this kind of pen, it's so fun because, you know, you can also, while you draw, you can maybe rotate a little and modulate what's coming. And then I put the blue with this. And this is, I don't know when, but we went to visit Musei Capitolini, which is like a museum in Rome with a lot of ancient Roman artwork. And then while I was drawing, what happened is that it was raining, but because this was like in a court, and there is a very thin, small rain. And while I was using what I showed you before, this, oh my, there is a lot of ink. I was using this, and these kind of pens can dilute themselves with water very fast when they are not dry. Once they are dry, it's impossible to dilute them. And then, yes, this is, I don't know what's happening here. Some sketch of what I was seeing. This was like the patch, the sticker that you have to put on your vest while visiting the exhibition, so they know that you paid the ticket. Another tree. I don't know why there is January 1st. I don't know, maybe I don't know what I did this. I did maybe this on this side. I don't know why I wrote down January 1st. I went to see another teenager concert, but this time was like the daughter of my cousin. She sings with her father. There were another guy playing harmonica, so they were like grown-ups. She's like Mina. She's like maybe, I don't know, 15 or 16 or something like this. Eleonora. And then again, January 2, I don't know what I did. Anyway, this is me and Justina. Maybe what I did is like I pick up some picture I took, or I don't know what's happening here. I honestly, I don't remember. January 2, Rome, walking, eating, buying art supplies, visiting museum, Justine and me. Franco Fontana art again. And then this is my classic breakfast in Rome. Cornetto integrale al miele, which means like whole grain croissant with honey. And often I drink cappuccino or soy cappuccino. Cornetto integrale miele plus cappuccino di soia equal la felicità, happiness. So this is Mina in front of tuba with her guitar. So I do this with this and this. Mina playing, she's so cute and so talented. My niece Caterina, we played a lot in her room, like we put all the little chairs that she has in her room, and she has like a talking hat, you know, Harry Potter talking hat, I don't know, whispering hat or something like this, and I use it as a wheel, and then we play like I was driving the bus, and every time I will change direction, Justine or Mina will move the chair, so she had the feeling that the car was moving. We have a bus stop along the way, and we pick up toys, and it was very, very fun. And then one day we went to a toy store, and my mother bought her a big present to Caterina, my niece. And my mother said, pick what you prefer. She picked up a very big, like, make believe, pretend kitchen. Then this again, some drawing from Roman archaeological, you know, stuff. Feet of Costantino and the head, which I guess it's the same. I don't know what I did at the beginning. Maybe I know what happened. I know what happened because they are all messed up. This is Costantino also, and this is the same. The thing is that maybe you can see when you draw with something like this and then you go behind, you, if you put pressure, what's behind will transfer on the page. And so in a moment after I found something to put inside, but before I could find something, in order to don't make like 2 pages stains, I jump a little bit. Anyway, Mosaic Capitolini again. This is Heracles, I don't know how to say, Marco Aurelio, I don't remember who this guy is. And then there were these, for me, iconic bust of poetess Sappho. This you can read Sappho, Eresia, because she were from Eresos. Eresos, it's a village in the island of Lesbos, and she were a poetess, and the thing is that before before we have her poetry, we thought that in the Greek time they only made like poems like epic, to tell about wars and heroes and gods and things like this. But coming up across Sappho body of work, we discovered that she was like the first one in history of speaking about feelings and human condition, human feeling in her poetry, which is something very modern. Now for us, poetry is this, but at that time it wasn't. And she was from the Isle of Lesbos. This is the reason we call women who love women lesbians, which is, I used to go on holiday in Lesbos for some years, where there is a very big lesbian community in Eresos, of course, because from the 70s, lesbian started to go there and live there, go on holiday there, and create a lesbian community. But I remember when I was there on holiday, lesbians, I mean the women from Lesbos that live there, but are a little bit pissed that for saying gay women, we say lesbians, because those who aren't lesbians, like orientation, they are still lesbians, like geographically, and they are not pretty happy with this, but it is what it is. Mark Aurelio, Mark Aurelius, I don't know maybe you know what I'm talking about. This is a very big sculpture. There is one in the Capitol, in the center of the Capitol in Rome, but it's like a copy. The original is right inside the building of this place of Capitol in the Musei Capitolini. It's pretty amazing. And as you can see, this is a Roman salute, nothing to do with the NAZI, or even like, Elon Musk, what he did at the inauguration. The Roman salute is like very soft, and the hand is open, and it's very welcoming, but it's been like instrumentalized by fascists. It's not very fun. Oh, this is the wolf that gave milk to Romolo and Remo, the founders of Rome. I started drawing, but that I didn't have enough space, so I did here the head. So always we have this. This is a river, but I didn't remember, because we had a guide to visit the museum, but I can't remember. But anyway, every time you see a body like this laying on the side and then there is water, it's often the representation of a body of water. And if you know my work, you know that I love this position a lot. This is like I designed it. It's a tumbler, and this is where my inspiration comes from always this kind of position. Culetto, culetto means little s. 6th of January, we left Rome, and during the way back, Mina, fai compiti sul treno, Nantes, La Rochelle. Mina was doing homework on the train. We took the plane to Nantes, and then Nantes, La Rochelle, we took the train. And she did their homework. And Justine was reading on the train. I can't get tired of the effect of these pens on the paper. I love this kind of lines. And I also have, I'm a huge fan of this tape. It's like mirror tape. I don't remember where I found it. I just have it in my washi tape box, and I love it so much. So back in La Rochelle, relaxed or depressed? This is the question. Back in La Rochelle, back to life, far from Roma. Is it hard or would it be harder to live in Italy? I wrote it on. You know, as a queer person, it's not so fun living in Italy, not a lot of rights, but also living far from the roots, friends and family, it's hard. So I don't have an answer to this question. This is like some notes I took for the graphic journal giveaway I had in January. This is my commitment to 2025. I commit to take time. I commit to time, taking time. I love those stars, and I love the concept of taking the time, slowing down. There is time. I drew this from my sister called me and video call me. This is me, this is my sister, and this is my niece Caterina, and this is her. This is a toy, a giraffe. She's a fan of Madagascar. It's like a real looking giraffe, but I guess that the name is Madagascar. What's the name of the giraffe? It's Melman or something like this. Enjoying lazy moment, eating sweets. I'm not hungry, but I eat anyway because this cake is so good. It feels good. If it's go, I wanted to write if it's good. Anyway, I have a problem with letters sometimes. Okay, it feels good. No shames. It feels good, like at least the 5 seconds it's in my mouth. Then I don't know what's happening here. This is like stickers. I heard this quote, this phrase on a reel on Instagram. You are not always right, and that's the best part of it. I like this. I guess that feels like the pressure is off when you know that you can be wrong. Maybe you are wrong most of the time, and that's cool. Then I try to draw like a landscape, but I like when I put the ink and the watercolor, and the while drying the pigment discorporate a little, and you have this effect. I don't know if you can see it. I like also to draw like little frame, and a frame can be only a line with like some repeating shapes around this line, and that's okay. I don't know what's happening here. I'm not a fan. What I notice about this kind of journal, that this is very thick for the sides, and so I realized that most of the time while drawing I used to do this because I wanted this to stay flat while I draw. So this is the reason that there is a little bit of a tension. You will see it later also. I like to do this kind of exercise, like I put my pen on paper and then I trace and breathe. Like this is breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in longer and longer. And it's a like mindful exercise to come in the present moment, in the space of the graphic journal. Mindful space, sketch space, idle, recharging. I can't read my writing sometimes. Line, pattern, perspective, right, why this space? I don't know. 26th of January, introvert club. My house is missing being in Rome. I mean, I'm a Cancerian, and when I was back in my house after Rome, I enjoyed too much being in my space, this space, my house, the wall and everything. But I felt so lonely, and I felt that what I didn't like about my home was like that I opened the door and I'm not in Rome. I opened the door and I'm in France, and it felt very, it feels, I feel emotional about this when I'm back from Rome. I miss the human connection, um, but I would like so much of having being able to move my house and then being in Rome like Dorothy in Wizards of Oz. So this was about my house is missing being in Rome, and I was drawing like spaces in which I feel good. And then we were like, it was the introvert session, the graphic journal club, and I gave the prompt of drawing a space, maybe one we picked from those 5 Polaroids, or maybe one different, in which we would feel good. I needed a space, and I draw like my living room. There is like my bookshelves is like Apple boxes that I repurposed, and it's not very practical. My books are like laying down. Anyway, maybe I can show you some image. And I always dream of having a nice bookshelf with my books and plants and everything. But I remember doing also then the journaling exercise. Maybe you can't read it, but what I realize is that, yeah, what I just maybe basically what I just told you is like, it's not about the perfection of what inside the house, but mostly what I would like to be outside of my house, being closer to Italy. During the class, somebody, it was Steffi, I guess, anyway, talk about a pair of pastels that she have that can also be watercolored, and was like gallery by Mugvo. And then Justine talked about Nancy Houston, that I don't know, an author. Anyway, I write down. This is a penguin. I love to do frames also with washi tapes, and this is just plain journaling. I say, I feel old. The thing is that the journal is the space in which you download your emotion. in order to feel those emotions and also let those emotions go. So of course, when you feel good, you don't need to do this, and you can go roaming in the street, ride the bike or dance, or I don't know. At least for me, when I feel bad or when I feel like funk, in a little strange funk, I enjoy to come to the graphic journal and write down those uncomfortable emotions so that I can mm, put them on paper and maybe see them and then don't think about them anymore, at least for the next hours, days, or weeks. And in this page, I say it's quite funny, but I was like, I feel old. I have so many regrets. I feel the old age coming. Um, when you are young, you think that you will never get old. You think that you will be different. But now I have all of a sudden the impression that I have lost the train of the excellence. Um, I'm a mediocre artist, and I wasn't able to create opportunities. So I was like pretty like, okay, this is like a January depression. And of course, is it true? I don't know. Now I don't care if it's true or not, of course. But it felt good to put it on paper, to say, because sometimes when we feel bad and at least for me, it's like, positive thinking, don't think about this, think about all the things you are grateful for. But sometimes positive thinking and just enjoy it, being feel low, and it's okay. This is like, see, it's a little bit broken because of me doing for one whole month. I put all the scotch here, washi tape anyway. This is Lesignac. This is from the lake on the near Justine House in Lesignac. I wasn't there in January, but I was dreaming of being there. I love this place so much, and it's pretty magic. And so, self-portrait with I don't know what's happening here. Yeah, with a balding head. I don't know what are those dates. Days, dates. And then I was missing Roman trees. As you can see, it's going like to break one moment of another, because I used to break it in too much, and also from these holes, maybe sometime, yes, maybe doing this, the water came through and do those kind of stains. I was on a Zoom call with my BFF, my friend P, and we were talking and talking, and we had 2 hours and a half of a call, but we talked about the exhibition like it was very fast, like half an hour, and then 2 hours of catching up and just hanging out. I had a very good time. So P again. As you can see, I put a tape here to avoid the journal to fall apart. Then we have P again. As you can see, the effect I was talking about when I use this happen when I'm using, wait,
Okay, watercolor technique side quest.
I'm picking random. Often I use watercolor that are in a tube, like liquid watercolor, and I like this so much, and I put them on this little thing that you can buy like on Amazon or I don't know. And this, wait, I'm going to show you. The thing is that the watercolor is liquid and I put it here, but then I also dilute it. And even here, you can see they are like pretty dry, but since it's watercolor, yeah, yes, you can see it will always come back to life. But I guess that the fact that it was dry and then water again, wet again, dry and wet, what happened is that when I put it on paper, the pigment, I guess it's a little bit like not well dilute. And I like this because then when it dries, like the pigment grow apart a little bit, and then you can see those effects. And I love this so much. Okay, hanging there, we are almost there. Another drawing of a plant. Sometimes it feels good to only draw what I see around me. It's a mug, it's a plant in my living room, I don't care. It's just it feels good to connect with the present moment and only look what I see and then draw it. I love this tape. As you can see, what I was talking about, I guess I was almost at the end of the journal and I didn't put care. I wasn't careful enough. And so, as you can see, this, yes, see the shape is this one while I was drawing, and then it went back. And it's a pity because those kind of drawing are always like the empty part, the negative, the white part it's as interesting as the line, and maybe I should put some white on it, but it is what it is. My couch, rainy day. I wrote down films, Ma vie est un enfer, Nuit d'ivresse. I don't know what are those movies. Anyway, we'll check them out. This plant in my home, it's like I call her, I don't know, Highlander, because when I divorced back in 2012, this plant stays in my living room just for like almost 1 year without me noticing it, and maybe 1 year after, I'm not joking, like so much time after, I was still living in the house where I used to live when I was married. It wasn't a fun year of my life. 2012 and 2013 was like pretty bad, but like I swear to God, 1 year later, I look in a corner of my living room and I was like, this plant, what's doing here, still alive? And so I started to give her like water, and now she's amazing. I don't know the name of the plant, but I can film it maybe. And we are almost at the end. The other day I went to the hardware store, and I buy like screws because I want to learn how to install a shelf, but it's so difficult. I have friends that already explained me so many times, but my brain can't print it. And then January 2025 feels better than November. Days are getting longer. I had 2 unexpected artist jobs. I feel good when I have time and guiltless to go out less and draw more. I like sport at home. Calisthenics is a good solution. And then there is this, which is the graphic journal club stickers I made for Patreons. I need to send them. And this is, yeah, for people who are members of Patreon. And look at this. 1, 2, I didn't finish. And it's okay. I didn't rush myself to finish because, like, tell me, what do you think? Did I fail the challenge on the first month because I didn't finish? Or did I was like winner in the challenge because I did almost all the journal? Or yeah, please tell me in the comment if I win or lost the challenge. And then I'm starting the February, so I will give you a February sketchbook tour in 1 month. And please, 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 please subscribe and share and visit the description because there are all the links to come and practice the graphic journal with me. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe or share or leave a comment to answer my question, and visit all the links in the description to see the supply, to see the Patreon graphic journal, maybe to subscribe to my newsletter, and so on. Thank you. Bye bye. Ritorno un po' indietro.